G'day mates, in today's video I want to kick off talking about the Shockwave Hammer being removed from Fortnite and if it's coming back, when. I also want to talk about the solo victory cups, whether they are a success or a failure, and show you guys some of the craziest moments from failed sky bases to massive clutches from players like MrSavage. It's a crazy video, let's just jump into it. Let's kick off with the big news that the Shockwave Hammer has been taken out of the game in all playlists, and let's talk about when or if it's coming back. So Fortnite status tweeted out, due to an issue, we have temporarily disabled the Shockwave Hammer in all playlists. Our intent is to re-enable the Shockwave Hammer in the next game update when this issue has been resolved. Now, that is very, very specific wording. I imagine when I saw the Shockwave Hammer taken out of the game, it's going to be out for a couple days and then they'll put it back in once they fix the bugs. But Fortnite Comp Report has very accurately pointed out the next update is supposed to be on the 17th according to leakers. That means we will not have the hammers in competitive or in the game at all until the 17th. Now, I don't know if that's true. In the past, when there's items like this that have bugs that Fortnite very clearly want in the game, they fix them after a few days and then put them back in without an update. It doesn't take an actual update, but they did specifically say in the tweet, in the next game update. Now, I know Tuesday is an update day, but according to leakers, there is going to be no update on Tuesday, but maybe the leakers are wrong. Maybe there will be an update tomorrow. Maybe the hammer will be the only thing updated tomorrow. I don't exactly know, but there is a possibility we are not going to have the Shockwave Hammer in the game for over a week. Now, if you're wondering about why it got taken out, it is not because Fortnite thinks it's overpowered. It is because of the bugs. You've probably experienced a lot of these bugs. There's the bug where you start stuttering. There's the bug where you take fall damage, but there are two particular glitches that are very, very strong. One of them I talked about because I didn't think it was as insanely overpowered. It's the infinite fishing bug, and you can also do this with gas cans and with a boat, so the hammer being the reason for that is not it. But there was one glitch I avoided talking about because it's super broken, and I knew if I talked about it, a lot of people would start doing it and it would ruin the game. It is the infinite hammer glitch, and despite me not talking about it, there was a lot of videos out there on TikTok, YouTube, a lot of people were talking about it, and so many people started doing it. I think that is the reason why they took it out of the game. Basically, it was a bug where you could infinitely hammer. It didn't matter how many uses you had, you could just keep bouncing. You could slam people, it was ridiculous. You look like you were playing Mario. You could just jump around everywhere. So that is, I'm guessing, the reason why they've taken it out of the game, and until they fix that bug, it's not going to come back. But is it going to come back in a couple days or a week? I honestly don't know. The wording of that tweet is very specific, but I think Fortnite love the hammer. Whether you love the hammer or hate the hammer, it has had multiple bugs. It has been pretty broken now since the start of the season, and they've already given it 2 updates to try to nerf it, and they've pretty much kept it in the game with a whole bunch of game-breaking bugs. To me, that tells me Fortnite really wants the hammer to stay and they don't want to take it out of the game. Previously, if you guys remember, anytime there was an item that was slightly too strong, we had heavy snipers, shockwaves, the railgun, they instantly took it out of the game within like a week in competitive. They are very specifically not taking it out of the game until it is completely broken and then fixing it, I imagine, to put it back in. So whether you love or hate the hammer, I think it's here to stay. Next up, we have some pretty crazy news. Become Legends, the org that signed Kami, Seti, MrSavage, is pulling out of Fortnite. Now, I'm not surprised to see orgs pulling out of Fortnite, but I am a little bit surprised to see Become Legends because they have honestly, in my opinion, been one of the best orgs in Fortnite. They've set the gold standard of running a Fortnite org. They've signed the best players, developed them, made amazing content around them, cared about them, have just stayed really in touch with the scene. They were the org above all others that I think just understood how Fortnite worked, and them pulling away from Fortnite is very scary. They didn't actually give a main reason for why they're pulling out of Fortnite. They have a statement on their Twitter if you want to go read it, but they said it's not the end of Become Legends, just Become Legends Fortnite, which means they are going to start focusing on other esports, and that is really sad to see. I already talked about a lot of this in the video when Sentinels left. If you guys want to go check that one, you can go check it out. But we now have 2 of the biggest players in the Fortnite scene, Booga and now MrSavage, without an org. I don't really actually know what's happening on MrSavage. They've officially announced that Kami and Seti are no longer a part of Become Legends. They've made their own tweets, and Become Legends has made tweets, but we've heard nothing about Savage yet. And Savage tweeted out sharing updates with you guys soon. Now, Savage might actually stay on Become Legends. They only signed him recently. He is also a massive content creator, not just a pro player, which adds a lot more value for him to orgs. And I've talked about this a lot in the past. If you pull 5, 10, 15,000 viewers on Twitch playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure, you are still valuable to an org. It doesn't matter what game you play, you have an audience, you have a community, they can push brands, and they can make an income off you. When it comes to pro players, that's where it gets a bit harder. If the game they're playing doesn't really support the orgs, and sponsors aren't really getting any recognition. Even at LAN events in Fortnite, sometimes you have to cover up some of the sponsors on your jerseys. It's really hard to make money from pro players. So there is a world where Savage stays on Become Legends as more of a content creator role just because the numbers he pulls, but they are pulling out of Fortnite competitively, which is really, really sad. Before I get into showing the crazy clips and clutches from the Victory Cup, I want to talk about whether the solo Victory Cups are good, whether I like them more than regular Cash Cups, and whether I think they should stay in Fortnite. So first off, to get the information to really actually understand how much money is being paid out, I reached out to Kinch Analytics. So for any of you guys who are unsure, the old solo Cash Cups we had in Chapter 3 Season 3, across the entire region for one tournament, there was $45,950 paid out. For the solo Victory Cup, it was $46,700 across every single region. Now, obviously, some players won multiple games, but that is how many games were played out times 100. So nice and easy. So it looks like the solo Victory Cups are paying out slightly more than the old Cash Cup, but very, very close. And that's not surprising. Epic didn't get to run a billion-dollar company by being sloppy on their math. I'm sure they did the math about how many players qualify and roughly how many games will play out, and that is why it is so close. So the money is very, very similar. But what was the actual result of the solo Victory Cup? I would say on pretty much every single metric, the solo Victory Cup was a success. The player base was insane. Like I talked about in yesterday's video, there was over 200,000 people playing for the EU Solo Cup qualifiers alone. And we talked about, yes, it's now contender. Yes, it's holidays. So there are other factors. But as far as player base and viewership goes, this was way more successful than a regular solo cup. There's way more people watching my streams, but just Twitch channels in general. The content creators streaming it like MrSavage, we're getting upwards of like 15,000 viewers. It was a very successful tournament for just sheer numbers. Now, as far as enjoyment goes, that's up to you. I made a tweet asking my viewers whether they thought it was a W or an L. A lot of people seem to think it was a W. A lot of people enjoyed it. I noticed the casuals and upcoming pros enjoyed it way more. Obviously, because it's their first chance to get earnings, it's probably the easiest way to get earnings since the Winter Royale, so they're probably going to be enjoying it. Now, the top tier pros, as to be expected, weren't super happy. I originally thought we're going to see some of the top tier pros get 5 or maybe 6 wins. With the current meta, with the hammers and solos, it is very chaotic. It is very hard to play consistently well. The most wins we saw across the entire world in every region was 3. There was quite a few pros who got 3. We had Krusty on EU, we had Seek and Npen on NA who streamed it, which was really fun to watch, but not a single player in the world was able to get 4 wins. So that means the max payout for a lot of these pros was $300. When you look at how a lot of the Cash Cups go, like the Elite Cup finals on EU, they win $5,000 each for winning it. So a lot of the top tier pros are obviously not going to be as happy with this tournament, but it's kind of not for them. And I feel bad for that because there are a lot of tournaments for tier 1 pros. And obviously if the tier 1 pros all quit the game, Fortnite as an esport takes a big hit. But I think having a tournament like this that caters to more up and coming pros and casuals is really good for the game, because that's what's been missing. If people don't start watching FNCS or just the major Fortnite tournaments or caring about them in general, they will go away. Fortnite, I'm not kidding. I don't think Fortnite has any care whatsoever for running an esport. They just run competitive as a giant ad for the regular game. They know that lots of people play for competitive, therefore they buy more skins and they generate more revenue. If casuals and people stop watching or playing Fortnite and we only have the upper elite people playing Fortnite competitive, it will die. It's that simple. So I really think the solo Victory Cups were very cool. A lot of people did respond with the same kind of viewpoint of boring to play, really fun to watch. And as someone who watches Fortnite competitive, maybe that's why I'm a bit biased towards saying they were good, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Did you like the solo Victory Cups or did you not? But either way, they are here to stay for the rest of the season. Now, let's get into showing you guys some of the crazy clips and best moments from the solo Victory Cup. It kind of felt like a mini reboot round. Every time someone won, they were so hyped. Every time they came second and they just lost, there was the sad reactions. I want to show you both, and I want to show you some hilarious moments as well. I think we kick it off with a little bit of the sentiment of the solo Victory Cups. Not everyone was going for regular wins. A lot of people were going for memes, and we had the double barrel vaulted yesterday, so they couldn't use that strategy. A lot of people were using balloons and sky bases. Now, the balloons were a lot better because there was only one real sky base I saw, and this is how it ended from Lacy. Nice. Yep. Citadel zone, easy. The Hulk sky base, baby.
Like this?
This is so sketchy. Why is he building it so late? Like, why is he not just instantly turbo building it? Why does he keep building it like...
Guys, I don't have the mats for... What the f was that? What the hell was that?
He just walked off and then just went dead silent.
You're so bad. How is that my fault? I was clearly building.
Made all the better by the fact he's rocking the thick boy Hulk skin. While the sky bases weren't working too well, Nipsy with the balloon strat was ridiculous, and this was one of the most consistent meme strat ways to get a win. It took a lot of skill, but Nipsy pulled it off perfectly.
To the moon! What is this game, bro? Unlucky, mate. No high ground for you, unfortunately. Get! Dead! It's a 1v1. He's using his Memphis as well. Has it, I think. No. Let's go! Turn me up, baby! Turn me up!
Now, it wasn't all memes. We did have some ridiculous clutches. This one from Npen, who ended up being one of the only people in the world to get 3 wins on the day, and he was streaming all of it. Okay, one there, one above, and probably one on high ground. So there's no one balloon stratting, I don't think. Oh. As you hear the balloon inflates. All right, so someone's got a balloon, but they're not balloon stratting, to be fair. No! He's so weak, 1v1! No! No! Let's go! Oh my god! What? Get out! What? Oh my god! Holy shit! Nah, that was a crazy finish. What the? Oh my god! That was a disgusting finish.
Holy shit, bro. There's no way I should have won that.
Unfortunately, it wasn't all big clutches. There were a couple of throws, and it's always made even worse when you got all your friends in your call clearly trolling you. Now, I know this is in Spanish, but I think this kind of rage transcends language barriers. This is from Papiblast.
Al puto bug. Güey, ¿qué hace? El Blast.
Nada es Papiblast.
Nada es Blast.
Sí, va a ganar el Papiblast. Va a ganar el Papiblast y tú no vayas a
Todo bien, mínimo va a ganar un compa.
Tiene un puto si la pierdes, güey.
Es cierto, me la puedo perder, güey.
Si no ganas, güey.
Neta, que no tiemble, Papiblast. Que no tiemble, Papiblast.
Si no la ganas, no la ganas.
Si no la ganas,
Neta, perro.
Neta, güey, si no la ganas, güey. No sé.
Nomás que no la ganes, güey, la neta,
Gracias.
No tienes que ganar, güey, si no.
Cuando vas a Tijuana te dejo en la calle, cabrón.
Tíjame, es güey, tíjame.
Güey, si no la ganas, Papiblast, güey.
Charolía, güey. ¡Charolía!
No mames, no mames, no mames. No mames,
¡No mames!
no mames.
Hola gente, ¿cómo va todo? Jajaja, mentira, dedicame una partida.
While the tournament was great to see a lot of lesser known pros get their first earnings or a lot of smaller streamers get hyped, we did have the big boys like MrSavage showing up, and it was very cool to see him streaming tournaments again.
Get the f out. Oh my god, I'm so good. Holy shit. Let's go. That's $100 for me. Let's go.
Last up, I wanted to finish with a crazy clutch by Seek, who also won 3 games on NA on stream. I was super impressed watching Seek play. He is definitely one of the best players at this tournament right now. Oh. What's up, Tui? I bet you love this format, Tui. It's probably your favorite, right? I know how much you love solos.
No, no, no.
No. No, if he wins this, he's the GOAT.
Yeah!
What the?
The ops pulled up on the block.
What the f? No, he's crazy. What? Damn. Bro, we've watched 2 insane clutches today. Seek and Npen. Damn. Holy shit. Seek is crazy. All right, guys, that does it for another video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please chuck a like on it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.